Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Comedy and Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to bring you my top five Marvel comic book movies. Because there's more than just Marvel on this list, believe it or not, of my favorite comic book movies. So, alright, my top five comic book movies gonna hit you right off the bat. The Avengers. There's nothing much to be said. The Avengers was awesome. It's the greatest comic book movie ever because it's the closest thing to a comic book leaping off the pages there ever was, outside of another movie that's on my list. But yeah, it's one of the and not to mention what Marvel had did was completely insane. They created a universe and brought it together, and it worked. The characters worked, the chemistry worked. They set up Civil War. They set up this beef between Hawk and Thor. They set up the Black Widow and Hawkeye and Nick Fury and Shield. They set all this up, and like it is awesome. That movie is it's my favorite movie ever, to be honest. It's my favorite movie ever. Doesn't mean it's the best movie, doesn't mean it's the best crafted movie. It's my personal favorite movie ever. The Avengers knocks me out. I've seen it at least 25 times. At least 25 times. Maybe more. Like, I have seen that movie a lot. I love that movie. Everything about it. So, let's just move on to number two, The Dark Knight. Boom, DC fans. What the hell you gotta say now? The Dark Knight is my second favorite comic book movie because of two things. One, the story was very dark and creepy, and it had a very awesome vibe to it. I'm trying to. It was very new, with this crime drama kind of thing going, and I dig movies like that. And the Joker. Though I will admit, when someone brought this to my attention the other day, when I was telling them about my top five, if the Joker wasn't in this movie, I don't think it would have been as good. I don't even think it would have been nearly as good. I don't think it would have won anything. But anyways, Dark Knight. There's nothing that has to be said. The awards, the performances were great. I loved the performance from the guy who was playing Alfred. I love the performance from legendary performances from the guy who was playing the Joker with Heath Ledger. Um, God rest his soul. One of the best performances ever seen, honestly. And that Joker, to me, personally, for all you DC people who still think it's just because I made that last video, I don't care about DC. His performance as a Joker was the greatest performance for a super villain ever, ever. There is no other supervillain better than that performance of the Joker, which is why I'm burying Jared Leto's version. He hasn't even settled. I haven't even seen him on screen yet, but I know he ain't topping that. It's impossible to top that. How can you top 100%? So, yeah, The Dark Knight is definitely my number two. Number three, the Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier was fantastic. I loved everything about that. Made Cap more interesting. It turned Cap from the least favorite of the Avengers to one of the least favorite to almost as popular as Iron Man. Right now, he is as popular as Iron Man. It's like at first it was like Iron Man, Cap. Now it's like Iron. Now it's like Cap's like right there. Like Cap is like that now to Iron Man because of that movie. That movie made his shield look even more badass. That movie was awesome with Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Introduced to the Falcon, he was awesome. I mean, the Winter Soldier, Bucky was awesome. All the performances were awesome. The combat scenes, some of the best, in my opinion, out of all these movies. Winter Soldier had some of the best combat scenes I've ever seen. Like it was brutal. Like you just got the feeling these dudes were just going at it. I loved it. It was awesome. Winter Soldier definitely gets my thumb up for approval. I've seen it tons of times. So I've had Dark Knight, so I've had Avengers, and I love the heck out of the Winter Soldier. That was a great movie. It blew my freaking mind. It really did blow my freaking mind. My number four, Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was ridiculous. Like it was so much fun. When I went to this movie, like even as a Marvel guy, I had never known about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe I heard of them and then it just kind of went over my head, and I was just like, Guardians of the Galaxy, cool. But I really didn't know. No, they are, and if this is for my first impression, movie was awesome. The movie was way more awesome than I thought. Rocket Raccoon stole the show. I love that damn raccoon. Chris Pratt was awesome, and you see how much money he's making now. Zoe Saldana is always good when she's doing. Dave Batista from wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan. Batista was pretty good in that movie. Batista was hilarious. freaking Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome, especially Groot. Vin Diesel played Groot. He only said one damn word, but he was awesome when he said it. I love that movie. Guardians is fun. I'm hooked on a feeling. That is no lie. Out of every comic book movie ever created, maybe out of any movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack is awesome. It's just full of like 80s pop music, and like if you're into 80s pop music, and it's not just any crappy 80s pop, it's like the best 80s pop music, and it is awesome. I love that damn soundtrack. Like it's one of the few movie soundtracks I would actually buy. Like it's awesome. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy number 4 for sure, and number 5, and Seth, you're gonna love this one. The Watchmen. The Watchmen is the most gritty, most comic book accurate, most maybe most interesting comic book I've ever read and movie I've ever seen. The Watchmen itself is just the idea of someone has to watch the Watchmen. Someone like the idea of like I'm trying to remember like these the way these guys were built, like even like some of the scenes were so raw, like these were so sex scenes and that were really raw, and then there was more bloodier scenes, and then like they deal with some really deep things in the Watchmen, like for instance, the guy, one of the characters, Rorschach, was like when he became a superhero, like he became a superhero because he watched people, because his mom's a prostitute, and he watched all these scumbags, and he watched all these horrible people do horrible things, so he became a superhero. And at first he was, he beat the crap out of people, but he didn't go too far, he was being a righteous kind of superhero. And then one day he found a girl, he was chasing after a guy who kidnapped a girl, and once he figured out that guy hit that girl to the dogs, he killed him, he snapped, and that's when Rorschach was just like, screw it, I'm killing people, if they deserve it, they're dying. Like, Rorschach is like that kind of guy. There's so many cool characters. Rorschach was my favorite. Then you got my friend's favorite, which is Dr. Manhattan, which he's got this whole deep god complex thing going, kind of like Superman, except Dr. Manhattan might be even more scarier. So, yeah, Watchmen is definitely a hell of a movie. It's definitely one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. It's my number 5 on my list. So, yeah, thank you. Tell me, what is your favorite superhero movie? Comment, please subscribe, and comment. What is your favorite superhero movie?